fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the DX Chimera driver and Juga driver unit from Kamen Rider Revice. So this is another premium Bandai belt from towards the end of the series, and very much like the Veil driver, how it can turn into the Destream driver, we have the Chimera driver that can transform into the Juga driver with just attaching one simple piece. So on the front of the box on this side, we have it as the Chimera driver with Kamen Rider Chimera and Kamen Rider Daimon featured very prominently here on the front since they use the driver. And then if we spin it around to this side, you can see Kamen Rider Juuga and the Juga driver when George used it towards the end of the show, which is very cool. It has a pretty just large piece that clips onto the front here, and that's really all you have to do to transform the driver from one to the other. Up here just has the name of what's included with kind of a fun swirly background. Down here, just your usual warnings and whatnot, letting you know that you will need 3 AAA batteries this time. And then you do have the watch batteries included for the 2 Vistamps. Over here, speaking of, we have the Juga Vistamp. It's quite massive. And then over here on this side, you have the Twin Chimera Vistamp. And then when you attach the piece, it becomes the Tri-Chimera Vistamp. So pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and get everything out of the box here, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here is everything as it comes in the box with the covers already attached. Real quick, of course, there are belt straps, and I think there's 2 Vistamp holders that you can clip on the belt. I left all that in the box because I never wear these drivers, so I never bothered to take them out of the box or show them off. But of course, the belt straps and everything are included with the driver, so just wanted to mention that in case anyone was wondering where they were at. But anyway, we have our 2 Vistamps here. We have the driver. I'm going to take a look at the Vistamps first. So with this piece attached, this is the Tri-Chimera Vistamp. And if you take this off, it becomes the Twin Chimera Vistamp. Now, I think the box even just refers to this as Tri-Chimera Vistamp parts. It's just a piece of plastic. It's a nice translucent purple piece of plastic. Cool octopus here on the front. And it just has these little clips right here and here. And they just clip into these 2 sections here on the side. And that's all you do. The Vistamp has no idea if these are attached or not. You hold the button down to change from one to the other. So you don't need this, but it looks cool. And I think the orange and purple go really well together. So I'm going to put that off to the side for the moment. But here is the translucent orange plastic for the Twin Chimera Vistamp when it doesn't have the cover on it. You can see the king crab, very prominent there on the front. Here for the magnetic plate, you have a little DNA double helix going on there. Here is the QR code on the back. Typical construction, you have the little tab here, the battery cover, speakers there on the side, got your QR code, got your little infrared down there. So it says Twin Chimera. So then if we attach this, just clips on like that, and then we have to hold this down. So the LED color changes to purple, and now it says Tri-Chimera. So the standby music there is pretty similar for both of them. But it's a cool Vistamp. I really like the colors. The black, the purple, the orange, I think all go really well together. You know, both Vistamps have a really cool, you know, etched translucent plastic pieces here. So I think it's a cool looking Vistamp. Gonna put that off to the side for the moment. We'll come back to that. But first, let's look at the Juga Vistamp. This thing is quite massive. As you can see, it extends over the normal Vistamp pieces here. There's a little spot for you to slide your finger in here so you can depress the button, which I think is kind of funny. But here is this giant piece on the front showing all 10 of the beasts. So I think you got Megalodon down there. There's the Mantis. That's Brachio. That's, I think, the Jackal there. Rex, very prominent. You got the Terra, Kong. There's the Lion, I think. There's the Hawk. So it's the Juga Vistamp, kind of a fun pun because Ju can mean beast, but Ju is also 10, and it's 10 beasts, so it's kind of a fun pun there. Obviously, 10 and beast are spelled differently, but they're both pronounced Ju, so the source of the pun. But anyway, very cool. You have this giant kind of monolith of beasts here. If we press the button down, so it says Juga. You can see that there's a light inside there. If we press this down, just does kind of a pulsating energy sound. No chant for that one. And then you have kind of the Juga symbol here on the metallic plate on the bottom. We do have a ton of George phrases in this, but I'll come back to that in a moment. I just want to kind of show off the basic Vistamp there. And then, of course, here is the driver. So we'll take this piece off. And basically how this one works, it works the way I kind of thought the Destream and Veil one was going to work. But one of these little circular tabs here depresses this button. So it knows if this is attached or not by clipping on here and pressing this button down. So that's how it knows when it's the Juga driver versus the Chimera driver, which is nice. You don't have to hold anything down and turn it off and on like you do with Veil. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so when it is the Chimera driver, you can see that it has these pipes and these three kind of like exhaust pieces here, and they light up. And the fun thing is, which you'll see in a moment, when you use it as the twin Chimera Vistamp, it just lights up two of these. When you use the tri, it lights up all three. So it can actually tell from the infrared port which version of the Vistamp you're using, which is actually really cool. But I just wanted to talk about how thin this is. This is a ridiculously thin driver, especially for Revice. I feel like they've all been so huge and bulky, so to just get this ridiculously thin driver is kind of amusing to me. When you go to put the batteries in, so here is the little, you have to press this down and this little compartment comes off, and two of the AAA batteries go here. But then you have to remove this section here, so you can actually kind of get a nail in here, and this whole piece will come off. And then there's another panel here that the third AAA battery has to go in there. And then this just snaps back on, and it connects in two spots. There's one right here, and one, actually it's three. 1, 2, 3. So when you pop this back on, clip there, clip there, clip there, and that's back on there. So just make sure you have all three of the batteries in before you start trying to use it. And then this is where you would connect the belt straps. Here's the on and off switch, of course. And the speaker is right here. But you have some nice gold metallic paint here, which I think looks pretty sharp. I'm assuming this piece is painted silver. Even though you can pop it off, it still looks pretty good. So all in all, I think this looks really neat. I like the way this works. And this piece is also really nicely painted gold metallic paint here. Got a little bit of chrome there on the front. And then this is kind of a translucent window so the lights can come through. So honestly, I think this thing looks great. I really like how it works here. I like the way that this connects, and it can tell when it's connected and not. But let's go ahead. We'll put the Juga stuff off to the side, and we'll start with the Chimera driver. Alright, so we will go ahead and turn this on without the Juga plate attached. So it says Chimera driver. And then we want to make sure we have the right one here. Twin Chimera, let's do this. So there you go, that is the transformation jingle. Like I said, only these two light up when you're just doing Twin Chimera, which I like. And this is kind of similar to the Revice driver where the piece slides to the side and back, but I feel like it's a lot more fluid and it works a lot better than the Revice driver because it doesn't have that piece over here that it needs to flip around, so it's a lot easier and smoother to just go back and forth with this. So there you go. If we pop this off, and now we'll go ahead and pop the plate on here onto the front and then hold this down. Now we are the Chimera Vistamp. And you can see all three of these are lit now. Alright, so to convert it to the Juga driver, we're just going to go ahead and line this up and attach this plate here like so. So you can hear that it depresses that down and it says Juga driver. So it runs through all 10 of the animals, and then you do the thing for the transformation. I think that's really fun. I like that a lot. Now, this works a little differently than like the Chimera Vistamps, because they worked more traditionally like the Revice driver, where you would click it once, click it twice to do an attack, click it once, hit the button for the remix, click it again. This one works a little differently. This one you just click it once, it does the attack, and that's it. Or you can just press the button. So it kind of just eliminates the first click to the side. You either just click it to the side, attack, hit the button, click it to the side, attack. Now, of course, you also have this section over here, which I didn't show off when it's the Chimera driver because it doesn't do anything. You can put you can slide a Vistamp in there, but it just kind of sits there. It doesn't really do anything. I'm just going to do a couple at random just to show you how it works. So it used the infrared port here to scan the Vistamp, and then it actually said Saber because it knows what rider is associated with the Vistamp. That's really cool. I like that a lot. I'm going to go through a couple more just for fun. So that's a build. So for any of the ones that are based on riders, it'll actually say the name of the rider when you scan it there, which I think is really awesome. Next up, I want to try just a couple random non-rider associated Vistamps. So that just said extra. That one just said rider. I'm assuming because that Vistamp's associated with a form and not so much an actual, like, I guess it's a form of Fies, but not Fies proper. That one just said rider too. So that was interesting. It seems like most of them that aren't associated to a Heisei or Showa rider just say either rider or extra, but Thundergale like set off the Juga transformation again. So that was kind of interesting. Did not expect that. So the Juga Vistamp has 23 George phrases, and they're all absolutely fantastic. So basically what you do is you just hold the button down for them, and then I'll just go cycle through all 23 of them. I'll probably face it this way just so the speakers, you can hear it better. All it does is light up the front. Hi.
どうも、天才科学者のジョージ狩崎です。Oh my god! Excellent! What? Great! Bravo! Wow, wow, wow! 悪魔をもって悪魔を制しましょう。行動こそ信念。ダディ、あんたを超えてみせる。ようやく完成したんだよ。悪魔の力に頼らない。人類の人類による人類のための最強のライダーシステムがね。人類の未来のため現存するすべてのライダーシステムを仮面ライダーを駆逐する。それが私の最後の使命なんだ。変身。仮面ライダージューガ。すべての生物の遺伝子を完全に制御できるこのドライバーで真の平和をもたらす。仮面ライダージューガ変身。いいぞ、変身しろ。これで証明される。このジ ジューガドライバーが人類最強のドライバーだということが。ガッデム！私は絶対にあの男を超えてみせる！ダディ。
Okay, so that's all 23, but a lot of them are really fantastic. I think my favorite one is when he just goes, "What?" I don't know why. It just makes me laugh every time. But quality George phrases, I absolutely love that. All right, we'll start trying out our new Vice stamps and some of our older Henshin devices. See, it's interesting that it actually works differently on the Revice driver than it does on the Juga driver, because it did get to do the 2 clicks for the attack and then the click, hit the button for remix, and click again. So that's interesting. Alright, so for simplicity's sake, since I don't actually need to keep attaching the plate here on the front, and because it's getting trickier and trickier to stay on and get off each time that I put it on and take it off, I'm just going to leave it off for the rest of the video. I hope you understand, but I'll still do both versions. I just don't actually need to keep attaching that. That actually kind of works. It kind of fits in that space nice, and the gold matches the gold over here. So as you can see, all three of them are the same in the Demon's Driver. So it just calls them another. I would imagine the result in this will be the same, but we'll try it. Yeah, it would appear so. Alright, and then last up, the Orin Buster 50. I think this is a really fun set. I like how they've done this thing, the last two drivers, where you can clip something on and kind of get two different drivers out of it. We saw Veil and Stream with the last release, and now we're seeing the Chimera and Juga drivers. I like this. It's a nice way to get two different drivers out of one release. Both the Vistamps that come with this are great, and even with this Vistamp, there's a piece you can clip on to get two different Vistamps out of it. So that's just really fun. It gives you a lot of playability in one set, which I really enjoy. But both of these are really, really fun. The Chimera driver, there's not too much to it. I do like how it knows how many different pieces to light up, depending on if you're using the twin Chimera Vistamp or the tri-Chimera Vistamp. I think that's really, really cool. I love the Juga driver piece that you connect on. I like how when you connect it, it can tell that it's actually changing to the Juga driver because it has that piece to depress the button, which is definitely something I thought that the Veil driver should have had, but not that big a deal. But I just think that's a nice feature, so I like that a lot. Got some really nice metallic paint and chrome here for the Juga driver. I really like the Juga Vistamp. I do think it needs a bit of a black wash, though. I will be completely honest. A lot of this detail gets lost. If they had done a black wash on this, I think it would really just bring all that detail out, and I would really like that quite a bit. But I like how it has the 10 beasts. It lists them off, then it does the transformation. I absolutely love all the George phrases that are in there. I had a lot of fun with George finally getting to transform towards the end of the show. I wish he got to be a good guy longer, because I've always liked George. I thought that character was a lot of fun. So it was really nice to see him get to transform towards the end there. I also really love how you can read the older Vistamps and it'll actually tell you the rider that's associated with them. Not too much going on for non-rider associated Vistamps, just kind of either says extra or rider, or in the case of the power-up items, it just sets off the transformation again. But when you have one that's based off one of the previous riders, it'll actually say the name of that rider, and I think that's really, really cool. So a lot of fun functionality with this one, plus you're getting 2 drivers in one. I definitely recommend this release. It was Premium Bandai. I don't know if it's still in stock anywhere. You could check Toe Collectibles, any of the usual suspects. Otherwise, I would check Mandarake, Yahoo Japan Auction, Japanese Mercari, the usual secondary marketplaces. But I think it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend checking it out. It is a Premium Bandai item, so it's a little pricey, but you are getting a lot of functionality here, and I really like everything that this one does. And it's a little bit more compact, which is something I'm a little excited about because I am really running out of display room. So not another giant monstrosity of a driver. I can definitely appreciate something a little bit slimmer and more compact. But I like the design. I really like having the speaker right front and center. That also makes it very easy to hear things. Yeah, there's not too much to complain about this one. Honestly, like I said, the only thing I really think this could use a black wash. Other than that, it's a lot of fun, and I definitely recommend checking it out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.